KALX in the big beat town. You know something? We're expecting a phone call from Los Angeles, from Kozmo Flex, who's originally from Detroit. What is Detroit?
Motor Town.
The Motor City. We got O-Town and then we got Motown. So we're going to play something else from Detroit. Now I'm wondering if that's him on the phone. I got to find out quickly. KALX in Berkeley.
Yes, it's Billy.
Yeah, who's this?
It's Kozmo.
Perfect. How you doing?
All right, what's going on?
We were just talking about you.
Oh,
So
who am I speaking with?
You're talking to Billy Jam.
Okay.
We got G-Spot in the house.
Okay, what's up, G?
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
And also Primo, who's an up-and-coming Bay Area rapper. He's here.
What is it, man?
What's up, Primo?
Primo is living large.
Wait, Primo, that sounds like a ragu sauce or something.
Hold on, say that again so you can hear it.
Primo, that sounds like a ragu sauce or something. Primo. Wait, but that's cool.
That's right.
That's cool.
You're down in L.A., but you're from the big Motown, right?
Yes, I'm from Detroit originally.
So is Detroit like the worst place in the world to live?
Not really. It's real rough out there. I just talked to a friend of mine last night. They're telling me about a few of my homeboys that got shot up or whatever. But it's not that bad. It's not as bad as any other city, I would say. I mean, all your cities have their bad spots, and Detroit have a lot of bad spots. But in a perspective, it's a nice city.
So when did you leave there?
I left Detroit like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then you went with your family to Alabama?
I went to Alabama for a couple of years, and I moved like back and forth from Detroit to Birmingham. Then I moved out to L.A. Then I went up to Seattle. I've lived in a lot of different cities, like Atlanta, Miami. That's why they call me the universal rapper, because I live so many different places.
Man, you've been everywhere.
I know, it's a trip.
So what's it like living in Alabama?
Birmingham is a very big industrial city. People think when you think of Alabama, they think of like farms and country and
yeah, you see fields.
I know, stuff like that. But it's very industrial, and a lot of big rap concerts happen down there. It's a pretty big place. And I've done a lot of stuff down there. I opened up for a lot of people around the southeastern area, like Salt and Pepper, LL Cool J. I've done a lot of rap shows.
Yeah.
People like that.
Okay, but L.A. is now you're going to stay there?
For a while. I'm thinking about moving back east around like New York, Philly. Moved there for a few years to see what's happening out there. And I don't know, I'm thinking about moving just back and forth.
Right. Well, I have to tell you that your record, I think, is the best record I have heard in a week. And I listen to a lot of records in a week.
Okay.
In fact, in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
It's Warzone. I really like it a lot because it's got a great sound to it. It really has the bass and the beats.
Really, a lot of people like it. A lot of people are very receptive to it. Now, I really appreciate that.
What I like about it too, I mean, it has the same energy as NWA, and it really like slams hard, and it just sort of it gets you.
Really?
And you're talking about the streets, but also too, you just tell it like exactly. You don't glorify, dealing dope. You talk about the choice that someone has to make between working at McDonald's or Jack in the Box.
Exactly.
And,
go ahead.
And going out or selling coke, right?
Right. The thing that I didn't want to do is come off real corny with a say no to drug type rap.
I know, that sounds really corny now, doesn't it?
Really, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to look at it the way that people in the streets would look at it, and I didn't want to epitomize that. So I just put a right and a wrong way to do things, and I wanted people to choose from that. And I just made Warzone as real as I can possibly make it.
Right, and then you talk about the guy, so he sells drugs, and then after a while he does get arrested, ends up in jail, and then he calls his mother.
Right.
And she says, you can keep his black ass.
Word.
But at the end, I mean, you don't really offer an alternative, you just say what will happen, right?
Really, I just say what will happen. I don't say...
So you don't have any answer for us?
I just
what are we going to do?
This will happen if you do that, so what do you want to do? That's how I come at it.
Yeah.
And people they decide for themselves.
Uh-huh.
And, hopefully they will decide for the better.
Right. Oh yeah, Primo has a good question. I think what also is very distinctive about your record, because with rap, there's so many records coming out now. You need something totally different to catch your ear. I mean, yours, you have that speeded up wordplay at the beginning, the two people talking, and the girl trying to get the money from the guy.
Right.
So was that you?
That was me. All the voices on there, that was me, except the girl. There was a girl, a friend of mine named Adrian. But that voice, that was me.
So Primo, what do you want to ask him?
Oh, no, I like that part. I thought that was really innovative. I wish I would have done it first, but now you did it. It's in your book. That's all right, partner.
So
Keep on with it.
You are the first to do that, right?
Yes, I am.
I've heard a few where they sort of speed up, but that's different the way you do it. It's
That's
not
sort
like
of a voice or a play on "I'm gonna get you, sucker." They kind of use that type of thing, the Huggy Bear character.
Really, it does get that up of essence, yeah.
Also, you know what I want to ask you too, and this is also true of NWA. Like with your record, you hear it, and we get the two versions. Now, since we're on the radio, we have to play the radio version.
Right.
So we miss those words, and I love when. I mean, really, how do you feel about that? Having to change it for the radio? Do you think it ruins it or what?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I wrote the song. I wasn't going to make a radio version for it. I mean, the song was just strictly cursing, and I said, there's no way I can make a radio version for that. But my executive producer, Doug, he said, well, Kozmo, I think this song would do good commercially. So I said, okay, I'll try to make a radio version for it, and it turned out real good.
I hear also, too, that in Miami, they like the other side.
Oh, yeah, Nitty Gritty. A lot of people down south love Nitty Gritty. When I first...
It has that energy.
It does. It's a hype song. Have you ever played that on the station up there?
No, we haven't played it yet, but we have the record here now at KALX in the Big B town.
Okay.
Did you know we were rocking the Bay?
Yes, I knew that in that area. I want to come up. I've never been up there before.
That's what I was going to say. Now there's like all these clubs here that have rap shows. DNA, the I-Beam, Covered Wagon Saloon, another place in Berkeley, American Alternative Music Center.
Palladium.
Get the Palladium, doing regular. So you better come up and play.
I want to. I've never been up there before, and I heard it's real lovely up there.
It is. Also, too, we're going to play someone else from Detroit. You know these guys, Chaos and Maestro?
Chaos and Maestro.
You like those guys?
I know those guys.
Yeah. Because up until now, there hasn't been too many from Detroit that I've heard of.
There's a few like Awesome Dre, Chaos, just a couple of people, the boys from Detroit. In Detroit, a lot of rappers just sort of stay local, and I don't know why they don't want to branch out. I mean, Detroit's a very big place.
It'll happen, I'm sure.
Eventually.
Well, the thing is, when you have someone like you, and you start out with, on the streets of Detroit, Michigan, everybody knows. So it's just like what Too Short did for Oakland.
Right.
You could do for Detroit. So why don't you do a KALX ID, say what your name is, you're listening to KALX in Berkeley, and introduce Warzone, and we go right to it.
This is Kozmo Flex. I'm on KALX, and I'm going to bust this stupid dope rap of mine, Warzone, the clean-up radio version. For Billy Jam, bust it.
Yo, come here, you cream of wheat eating, loaf of bread brain skeezer. Yeah, I found you, baby. Yeah, you thought I wasn't gonna catch you, didn't you? Yeah, baby. Yeah, you owes me. Yeah, baby, you owes me buku dollars, and I want my money. Yeah. Now you gonna give it to me, or am I gonna have to act a fool out here on you this evening, huh? Yeah, 'cause baby, I'll be on you like a fat man on potato chips. Yeah, 'cause you know who I is. You know where you be, huh?
On the streets of Detroit, Michigan, cops talking junk, but I'm not listening. This is a town of robberies and murders, and it's a town that's all unheard of. Most of my friends are robbers, stealers, killers, gorillas. You know, dope dealers. Coleman Young is doing what he has to do to stop kids from slanging and put them back in school. But a teenage kid will say you're out of luck. I use my lunch money and go double up, making money to get food to eat on, and when it gets cold, you gotta have the heat on. You sell to the geek and slip in the store, and you get killed. It don't matter what color you sport. In Detroit, getting paid is the science that's dropping. It ain't about a color, it's all about clocking. Every day, your parents fast you. Stop trying to hustle and get with the fast food. A 9 to 5 suit, I want a clock. Forget McDonald's and the hell with Jack in the Box. You can make 5,000 a day or 1,000 a week by slanging the D. For a lot of young people, it's hard to decide. Do I want to sell dope or do I want to make french fries? Let the bass heads keep on basing. Go to Burger King and fill out an application. This is my city, my town, my home. And it's a war zone.
I thought some head. I thought some head.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
Yo, man, you gonna hit that pipe tonight? Yeah, man, let's smoke that crack tonight. Last one to the rock house is the rotten egg.
Rolling through Motown, cold, getting violent. Terrorizing Greektown and Bell Island. We put them to some suckers in a loped out Cadillac. One holler down, what the hell you looking at? I say, yo, boy, you wanna have static? Don't make me have to bust out with the semi-automatic. At that note, you better keep your mouth closed. Make like Casper and Colgate Ghost. We kept on rolling and the hookers were hooking. People that's the war zone.
I thought some head. I thought some head.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
Call the new Basehead hotline at 976-PIPE, $2 plus toll affinity. You're selling that dope and for much you thought. I'm controlling, I'm rolling, and I would never get caught. But soon, in about a week or two, you'll be up against the wall saying what I do. A lesson is taught when you're caught, you're coming up short. You're laying on the street with your face in the asphalt, your hands behind your back, and a cop of the gun saying I got you now, sucker, and I want you to run. They take you downtown, cold lock you up. Your hands still sore from the force of the handcuffs. You get in your cell, go kicking that drama. You cry to the guard. Let me call my mama. All the pain and remorse that's inside of you. You want the one phone call that you're entitled to. After trying to get your mom on the line, she's saying,
I want it, you can keep us behind.
for weeks, no freaks, just a cell full of felons. You think, dag, I've been in this jail cell for hella. You're in your tank, intrigued with guilt. You can't eat your lunch, brothers begging for your breakfast and milk. That's what you get for dope, pushing and bacon. Girl picking, face slapping, needle using and jaw breaking. You get out, and a lesson is still not taught. Now your body's on the sidewalk, traced and chalk. The authorities come scoop you on up and say another dead punk. Now let's go have donuts into the curb, and I know it's wrong, but that's life in the war zone.
I thought some head. I thought some head.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick you.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
War zone, nothing but a war zone.
I kick your.
I hope you understand the war zone now and how Kozmo Flex operates. I kick it like this.
No, wait, wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute, no, wait a minute, I still ain't got my money from you yet, you syrup sandwich eating geek monster, you, yo baby, I need my, where's my money, you owe me, you know you owe me, and I need my money, I got to have it like Roger Rabbit, baby, you know that's right, yo, you gotta come up with the come on, get up, and don't be standing up there looking at me like I'm crazy, hey, you know what I said, I ain't stutter, I ain't stuttered, I need my money, baby, and next time I see you, I'm warning you better have my money next time I see you, don't have my money, that's all I gotta say, don't have my money, yeah, I ain't playing, gonna make me take off these platform shoes and have to jump on somebody out here, yo, D, let's go, man, I got some collard greens on the stove at the crib, yeah.